Welcome back, everybody. So behind me is the C4, fresh out the paint booth, ready to get put back together finally, after a long journey of ups and downs for this whole paint project, but that's just kind of car building in a nutshell. So I'm gonna unmask it all today, and I'm gonna slowly start putting everything back together. I got a bunch of new stuff too, weather stripping, different seals, logos, emblems, stuff like that, just to make everything look a lot nicer to match the paint job. So I'm just gonna slowly go through everything as I put it back on the car, and if it needs to be painted black or, you know, little touch-up areas here and there, I'm gonna mainly work on that just to kind of get it back on the road. This week's video is brought to you by unmask.com. Shop our site for Corvette performance parts. We now have our new D.I.Y Cat Delete pipes back in stock, our new test pipes, and we now have a new version of our hose kit available. This is for 88 to 91. This includes a fitting that you can hook your hose directly up to the hose that's on your car on the firewall. So check out the link in the description or visit unmask.com. All right, so I just got everything unmasked. So a little pat myself on the back here. Did a good job taping everything up, the handles, the lights, and the trim, that there's no overspray or anything like that on there. However, there is a little overspray on the glass, which is kind of common. So a little trick is to use some steel wool, and then this will take any kind of overspray off of the glass. So here's a perfect example. You can kind of see it. This is the area that I didn't have masked up when I was driving the car in and out of the booth, so it wasn't down securely enough. So you just take this, as you can see, it's like a square there. It just takes that right off. So I'm gonna go around inside and outside, clean all this glass up. Another thing too, since I had this all taped off, it peeled up all this paint. So once I get the car back together, I'm gonna tape everything off and do all this trim around the windshield when I also do the weather strip too. As you can see, it's all cracked out, but we'll get to that real soon. So these are some of the pieces I'm gonna clean up. These are all the wheel well pieces. They're the fronts, they're the rears. I'm gonna clean them off, and I'm gonna paint just the faces of them black, just so they look a lot nicer. They're just kind of old and weathered at this point. So I'm gonna clean those up before they go back on. Also, I have all these pieces here. This is the gas door lid hinge assembly. That all has overspray on it. I'm gonna clean it up and paint that as well. These are all the trim pieces for the weather strip that go around the T-top. This is the main piece. All that stuff too. This is, as you can see, all the paint's flaking off of that. So I'm gonna sand all that, paint that down. These are the plastic pieces for the mirror. You can see overspray on those. And then these are the front lower valance pieces. I'm gonna clean these up, paint those too. I'm gonna use satin black for all the trim pieces. And then I got this plastic resurfacer from Eastwood. Supposedly this is really good reviews. I heard from a lot of my other customers that this actually works really well. So I'm gonna try that on the plastic stuff. And then I got brand new rear bumper Corvette emblem, front and rear logos too. But I'm probably gonna end up cutting and polishing the car before I put these on. So that'll probably be the last thing that goes on. All right, so here are the final pieces. I ended up using the satin on the fiberglass front wheel wells and then the plastic resurfacer on the rear plastic pieces there, which actually worked out really well. So there's a gas door lid, front valance pieces, and then these are the weather strip mount pieces. And then these are the mirror gasket pieces, which actually turned out really well. This stuff sprays really nice and covers really good too. All right, now I'm gonna get the car jacked up, get the wheels off. I'm gonna probably wash those up really good. There's a ton of overspray on those. And then just kind of get this thing all ready to start putting everything back on it. So everything's cleaned up. I'm just waiting for a couple little pieces just to finish drying. So next week's video, I'm gonna start putting everything back together on this thing. So if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. Thanks for watching.